They say laughter is the best medicine. Well, these majestic creatures are putting big smiles on the faces of COPD patients here at Henry Ford. Getting stuck at the light here at Cass and Auburn could prove to be very frustrating. Why drivers are saying this light could cost you a few extra minutes in your day. A massive sinkhole has opened up here on Hayes Road in between 23 and 24 Mile. I'll tell you plans to fix and reopen this road, and meanwhile, why drivers should be cautious. You may be seeing several used cars for sale around town, and maybe you're in the market for purchasing one. But before you do, there's one important warning buyers need to be aware of before the big payout. Shelby residents are in an uproar after an oil drilling company began exploiting land right here in their own backyard. West Bay Exploration is the company in charge of drilling at this hot spot on 25 in DeQuinder, and residents say they had no idea something like this could even happen in Shelby Township.
We weren't aware. I don't think this is fair to pull this over on us when something like this is huge.
And these residents say they will stop at nothing to end the drilling. Nearly 1,000 people gathered at the Palazzo Grande Wednesday night to get their questions answered.
I'm very concerned about what it's going to do to our health, our environment.
But township board meetings will only get them so far. They're going to have to take their concerns to the state.
We have no say-so on anything. It's really the state law that's driving this wagon. So until we change that state law, it's going to remain pretty much, kind of like the way it is now, which means that they can drill just about anywhere they want, including on residential property.
However, Shelby Township was able to put a moratorium on this job site, temporarily prohibiting further drilling. While residents' concerns about noise, home depreciation, and added traffic are valid, one thing they do not need to fear is an explosion.
It is a very safe and regulated industry. Obviously, accidents happen. There are things that you can't avoid. But for the situation that's going on there, we are monitoring it. The fire marshal and I are there almost on a daily basis now. The risk for a fire explosion is low, and they are operating within all the fire code, all the safety codes, everything is very compliant.
West Bay has assured the township and residents that any oil found will be transported at least 4 miles away from all residential areas, keeping unsightly and disruptful elements away from the community. But residents say they won't be happy until West Bay is gone for good. Reporting for Shelby This Week, I'm Katie Ciaramitaro.
No residential drilling! No residential drilling! No residential!
Fed up Shelby residents took their concerns to the Capitol earlier this week, protesting one major problem that's right in their backyards. This oil drill is the root of the problem, and their message to lawmakers is very clear: stop residential oil drilling.
We're not against drilling. We're just against drilling in residential areas.
We are not against oil and gas well drilling. We're not that group. We are a group that's up for responsible oil and gas well drilling. And you have to respect local property owners, local neighborhoods, local citizens. You can't just come in and say, oh, we're drilling for oil. You can't do that for any other thing. Why should they be given that free pass?
Senator Brandenburg and Representative Lund have introduced a bill to prevent oil drilling in neighborhoods with populations of 70,000 or more people. And protesters want to make sure their voices, along with local government's voices, are heard, and that this bill is finally passed to make residential oil drilling illegal.
It's legal, but it's not moral, and it certainly is not ethical.
We want it up to the townships to have the first say. Right now, the state of Michigan has had the first say and only say.
West Bay Exploration, the company in charge of drilling in Shelby Township and several other residential areas, has temporarily halted drilling in Shelby. But residents say they will not be happy until this bill is passed and residential drilling ends for good. Reporting for Shelby This Week, I'm Katie Ciaramitaro. It's Oakland University's newest, loudest, and most majestic addition, the Elliott Bell Tower, and it reigns mighty over this ever-growing college campus. Standing at 151 feet tall with over 77 stairs and 49 carillon bells, this beauty is seen and heard throughout Oakland University and its surrounding community.
Oakland's on the up and up, and I think this is just kind of one of those trademark symbols that, you can see it from so far down the road and, from Auburn Hills and like from our organic farm that's all the way across campus. Like you can see it over the tree line. And I think just having that kind of on the horizon does really kind of put us up there that, it's that symbol now. We have something that's our center of campus that it's like, it's our trademark.
I think it really adds more of a bigger awareness as this is being a university. Having a clock tower does make a big impression on people coming into school here.
Thanks to a large and very generous donation from the Elliott family, Oakland University now joins the University of Michigan, Michigan State, and Grand Valley State, and is the fourth Michigan university to have a carillon bell tower. The carillon is an old world instrument, and historically the carillon bell tower has been a point of civic pride.
The instrument we have today that's played from a keyboard with at least 23 bells is 500 years old. So it's an old instrument, but it can play any music, old world music or very modern music.
Right next to the bell tower, you will find a custom-made water fountain that was designed by Wet, a California-based company that designs high-end water fountains, including the Bellagio Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas and the fountains at the Sochi Winter Olympics. A dedication ceremony was held at Oakland University this afternoon to honor longtime supporters Hugh and Nancy Elliott, and construction on the bell tower is expected to be completed late October. Reporting for Shelby This Week, I'm Katie Ciaramitaro. Guns, ammunition, and charity. The annual Cops and Clays charity shoot held by the North Macomb Sportsman's Club went off with a bang. Police officers and civilians from across the state came out to support the event and benefit the Thin Blue Line of Michigan, a nonprofit organization that provides medical, legal, and financial aid to members of law enforcement and has been the beneficiary of this event for the past several years.
It's been very successful every year. I believe Scott Simpson from Shelby Township Police Department could probably give you more on numbers and how much it's raised. But it helps tremendously.
It was an emotional year after losing two very important members. Stephen Thorpe, the chairman of the event, passed away back in April. Following his death, Lori Reinecker, founder of the Thin Blue Line of Michigan, passed away after battling cancer just 1 week prior to the event.
It's been tough on us. Everybody here at the club was affected by both of those people. So this year's, it's kind of hard.
Scott Simpson, a Shelby Township police officer, is proudly following in Stephen Thorpe's footprints, running the event and raising a generous amount of money for a great cause.
The first year we ran it, we were able to write a check to the Thin Blue Line of Michigan for right around $10,000. Last year we raised right around $13,000 for a one-day event. And according to the Thin Blue Line of Michigan, this event is their largest single fundraiser for the year.
And this year they raised nearly $14,000. Now it's time to see if I have what it takes to shoot a gun and join the cause. After a brief lesson and some minor hurdles, I was finally ready to pull the trigger, and I understand the passion behind the event. The event allows you to have a great time while giving back to those who put themselves on the line to protect us every day. To find out more about the Cops and Clays charity shoot or to get involved next year, visit northmacombmi.gov. Reporting for Shelby This Week, I'm Katie Ciaramitaro.